10 countries where Americans are not welcome. While the United States may have influence and appeal globally, some countries roll out more warning signs than welcome mats for its citizens. Today, we'll explore 10 countries where Americans are not welcome. Number 1. Myanmar. Myanmar, also known as Burma, has become increasingly difficult for Americans to visit following the military coup in 2021. Political instability and widespread protests have made the country unsafe, with strict government controls over visas and movement within its borders. Americans who do visit are often discouraged from exploring beyond tourist hotspots due to heightened security risks. Number 2. Iran. Relations between the United States and Iran have been strained for decades, and this tension extends to travel policies. Americans are required to have government-approved guides at all times, and securing a visa is an uphill battle. Beyond the bureaucratic hurdles, cultural mistrust and surveillance make it hard for U.S. visitors to feel at ease while exploring Iran's historic landmarks. Number 3. North Korea. North Korea is notoriously closed off to the world, and for Americans, it's almost impossible to enter. The U.S. government strongly advises against traveling to the country due to heightened risks of detention. Even with permission, strict restrictions on movement and interaction with locals make it one of the most unwelcoming destinations for American citizens. Number 4. Venezuela. Venezuela's economic and political crises have led to strained relations with the U.S., making it a challenging destination for Americans. Safety concerns, including high crime rates and anti-American sentiment, have made travel there risky. Even those who manage to visit face difficulties with infrastructure and navigating a country in turmoil. Number 5. Afghanistan. Since the U.S. withdrawal in 2021, Afghanistan has become a no-go zone for Americans. The Taliban's resurgence has led to significant instability, and U.S. citizens are often viewed with suspicion. The country's current political climate and lack of diplomatic ties further discourage travel to this historically rich but deeply troubled nation. Number 6. Syria. Syria remains one of the most dangerous places in the world, particularly for Americans. The ongoing civil war, combined with anti-American sentiment, makes it nearly impossible for U.S. citizens to visit safely. Even humanitarian workers face challenges entering Syria, as the risks of kidnapping and violence are extremely high. Number 7. Yemen. Yemen's prolonged conflict and humanitarian crisis make it inhospitable for most travelers, especially Americans. The lack of stable governance and frequent clashes create a volatile environment. Even if one could secure entry, the dangers far outweigh the rewards of visiting this historically significant but war-torn country. Number 8. Russia. In the wake of escalating tensions between Russia and the West, relations between the U.S. and Russia have reached a low point. Americans visiting Russia face scrutiny, and travel advisories warn of potential detentions and restricted freedoms. Number 9. Libya. Libya has remained unstable since the fall of Gaddafi in 2011, and for Americans, the risks are significant. Political unrest, terrorism, and a lack of functioning infrastructure make travel extremely dangerous. Even with proper documentation, the risks of violence or kidnapping are high, leaving little incentive to visit. Number 10. Somalia. Somalia's reputation as a high-risk destination stems from its history of piracy, terrorism, and lawlessness. For Americans, the dangers are amplified by the absence of a strong U.S. diplomatic presence. Travel is not only discouraged but also fraught with security risks, making it one of the least welcoming places for U.S. citizens. Here is a quick question. Are there other countries where you think Americans might face challenges that should have been on this list?